Shalom. This is the brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakahak Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end, as well as the few sincere Aquath out there, diligently learning in silence. But with this live lesson, we're just going to go into the fame of the word, because we can see all these different prophecies dealing with the end times taking place as we speak. The wars and the rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, natural disasters, more talks about the charagma being pushed out there, and the fame of the word, that's a part of end times prophecies as well, because this word is going to get cut off, and it's going to get cut off, and everything you got while you have that liberty to get this word is going to be that knowledge, wisdom, and stability, as it says in Isaiah 33 verse 6, to get you through these times. But we continue to see the majority of our people out here, they may have heard of Israel and all that, but really not taking heed to the word. They're more concerned with what? The folly, the BS, the clout, the image, instead of actually focusing on the spirit and being in the right spirit of these times. That serious, sober-minded spirit out here, preparing ourselves for these things to come, building up this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which we know is going to be the only thing to get us through Jacob's trouble. Yes, I'm going to say.
Well, basically, because the times that we're in, like this brother going into, you got natural disasters. Whether they are modified natural disasters, meaning Esau manipulated the weather through different machines, as we can see in Maui. You got things happening in upstate Louisiana. You got a wildfire up there. You got some shit going on in Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
And where else is devil? Because we in the times of what they call it, hurricane season, and different things like that. So where this devil is ready to go full fledged with his move, man. All right, we're in the times to where these devils are big into mass, all right, shootings. All right, we also been in the time to where they've been talking about shutting things down because of what they call it,
climate issues.
Climate issues. All right, where they can lock everything down. Case in point, the thing that happened in Maui and whatever else they got going on. So it's just in the time so they can shut things down. They can come out there to the different blocks with brothers at, with the paddy wagons, arrest brothers. All right, shutting his internet off, because I know this brother and a couple other brothers been noticing that the internet has been shutting off, lights been shutting off.
Even running slow.
Sometimes I'll be a night owl, so I'll be up, and you turn around, you look at the box, the little light, it's just the internet down. And they'll say for maintenance reasons and all type of other shit. But who knows what these devils are doing, man? You don't never tell you the truth.
They could tie that in with this whole climate
cyber attacks too.
Cyber attacks with this whole climate issue they're trying to push out, which Tissue Schwab's daughter said, expect climate L-downs to come. That encompasses a whole lot of things. Shutting down food production because you're eating too much meat, shutting down the power, what involves the internet as well. And they even put under that umbrella something called an infodemic, which is false information and misinformation going out. That's
go ahead. Finish your point.
That's making people distrust the professional authorities, which we saw that during 2019 and 2020. Brothers had to heavily speak in codes and shit. Since then, we still have to speak in codes, or else our videos get clipped. That was just a forerunner to the things to come. So how much more is this devil really gonna come after this word when everything's on the line, when he's on the precipice of establishing his NW0 and pushing out that charagma? You saw how they came with talking about the juice. It's going to be even harder with this charagma. And what inspired this lesson was a video a brother did where he was profiling a prepper channel, and he was talking about the Charagma, how they are literally talking about it in the mainstream now, like, oh, this is going to be the future of payments. This is going to be the next step. And in the image, you had, well-dressed Edomites looking like they were having fun with a cocktail in their hand and scanning to pay for it with the other hand. And this prepper in the video said, you know where I heard this? From the Bible.
Right.
So, hey, a lot of people are becoming hip to this C-hip, and the devil doesn't want that. He wants this thing to run as smoothly as possible. So that's just going to be another way that he's going to bring about the spam of the word, clipping our videos from the highways and byways, and then ultimately coming after the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, and then clipping this word from the internet. But as the brother was saying, hey, these natural disasters, whether they're man-made or not, it's ultimately through the will of the Lord that these things take place. And it's through the will of the Lord that the famine of the word is going to take place. Hey, those that got it, the elect, are going to have built up that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And those that didn't get it, you're going to finally receive that judgment, which you rightfully reserve for spending this time of liberty, taking this word, this truth, the ministry as a joke.
And they got this new thing because, brothers that got hip, brothers be definitely into the law. Brothers be definitely into maritime amity laws, copyright laws. And what we've been doing is countering, all right, the tube that we're on, the YouTube people, we've been countering them with different copyright disclaimers. So now they coming with this conspiracy thing where they just clip your page. No strikes, no warnings, nothing. All in the sense of
misinformation.
Yeah, all in the sense of misinformation, they just clip you, man. Right? And then, like I said, we're definitely in the times of John the Revelator. Seeing how John the Revelator prophesied and spoke in code. All right? Everything wasn't straight up. That's why I said it's best to be in the know, hip to the prophets and teachers that you watch to understand what with the lingo that we got to speak in. It's sad that we got to do this, but it's just the times that we're in.
Signs of the times.
Right.
And just to back you up, how would you know, the lingo that the brother's speaking? By staying consistent to watching, one camp. Chiefly GMS and the brothers that come to the spirit of GMS, because as we get closer to the end and these prophecies are truly speaking, everything our apostles and elders on down, it's showing that the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai was dealing with them, especially on this Charagma. What are these other camps going to say when it gets to that point to where you can't buy or sell without that C-hip in you? Oh, and in that video the brother did over in China, an American Moabite went over there to visit her family, and she couldn't buy anything in the store because the facial recognition couldn't, pick up her face.
Right. I got this one. I was telling you. This ain't oldie but goodie, but Amos 8:11, it says, "Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water."
Though we know that's coming as well. Famines, food shortages, hence why a lot of these food processing plants have been mysteriously burning down and getting destroyed over the last couple of years.
All right. And it says, "Nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord."
And the famine of the word, where again, the men of the Lord are no longer going to be on the highways and byways preaching, and this word is especially not going to be on the internet.
All right, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. All right, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it."
And point blank, period. You shall not find it. And what's going to be causing them to, go from sea to sea, from the north to the east, all that. All this hell that's going to be taking place. All these calamities and judgments of Jacob's trouble. In that time, that's when Jake's going to want to get right. But at that point, it's going to be too late for Jake. And Jake's going to have to, get it how he lives, get it how she lives, and take that full brunt and force of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai's judgment.
Right. And it says, I got this other one. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, what you got?
You were in 2nd Esdras 5?
Yeah, where you want to start at?
We started verse 1, but we're going to start at like 9 or something.
I saw that one because you got some meat all the way to the 11.
Kind.
I saw that one. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5 verse 1. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they shall dwell. They which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number.
And a lot of these people are being taken by the wonders that this beast system is putting out. Bringing a technological advancement, equality, and human rights, thinking your life's becoming better, when really, you're becoming that much more a cattle, a goyim, a slave to this system. And then once these judgments really start ramping up, people are going to be taken in a great number and put to death.
Right. And it says, and the way of the truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
In point blank period, the way of truth shall be hidden. And you won't be able, if the Most High doesn't will it in that time, you will not be able to find the words of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, or the prophets to break them down. That's going to be that time of judgment when you're knee deep in it. And all these calamities are, covering you like a garment.
All right, it says, verse 2, it says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, of that thou hast heard long ago.
And we can clearly see that this society is the most wicked it's ever been. Like, what's going on now, ancient Sodom and Gomorrah, ancient Rome or Greece don't hold a candle to some of the perverse wickedness that's taking place out here. See what they do with the children with the drag happy hours.
Yeah.
They're pushing for minor attracted persons, which you should know what that is, to be added to the alphabet letters. One of the people at I believe it was the UN, said that Christians that don't want to accept minor attracted persons, hey, you just don't have to be a part of society.
Yeah, because they've been pushing for laws, all right, the higher up elites, all right, with the super uber rich, they've been pushing for Greco-Roman laws where they can have free NAMLA laws, if you understand what NAMLA is, all right, where they can have them boy lovers can have their way, all right. All right, that's why they've been coming out with movies like what that one with this, the Mel Gibson got
the Sounds of Freedom.
That's why Sounds of Freedom been coming out, because this is what the elites been into. All right, these elites been into, all right, that type of lifestyle of high trafficking. You understand what I'm saying? If you definitely hip to what we're talking about, what's going on, and in the lingo, Sounds of Freedom is a movie about what? All right, the trafficking of people,
minor people, little people.
All right, that's why the scripture tell you in Revelations, this place held the souls of slaves, man. People. This is what this devil is into. All right, and this is what this devil, and we the only ones for as the prophets that come out and expose this type of shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they don't want us on this YouTube thing. All right, they don't want us going into these scriptures because we expose and pull up the skirts of this devil or what's going on in society. All right, in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. That's why the scripture said they hate him who rebuked it at the gate. Our people in the nations, they hate that, man. Because we coming in the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, go ahead.
Why is that? Because the land is barren of faith.
Right.
We're the most atheistic society's ever been in, where they look at the Bible as a fairy tale book and don't believe in a higher power. They're living that YOLO lifestyle. And when you're living like there's no tomorrow, you're prone to do any manner of wickedness and lewdness to fulfill your base carnal instincts.
Yeah. And it goes on to say, verse 3, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet, that the sun which suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon twice in the day. It says, and the blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled, and even he shall rule, whom thou look not for, that dwell upon the earth, And the fowls, what it is?
The fowls.
The fowls shall take the flight away together. It says in the what it is? In the Sodomitish sea. In the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but thou shalt all hear the voice thereof.
The Sodomitish sea is what, as I said up a verse above, and even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth. Esau was set up, the basest of men, and he pushed out this sodomitish lifestyle, which many have not known, but they shall hear the voice thereof. And when you look at how these ancient societies were living, of course you had that stuff going on, but they had a patriarchal society where a lot of that stuff was frowned upon and those people were put to death. But when Esau came into power, what he heavily pushes this on everybody, it's getting to the point to where, especially these celebrities, everybody's coming out like they're a alphabet person. It's like, okay, is there really this many people like this out here? Like they were just hiding this whole time? No, it's all social engineering.
All right, and it goes on to say, verse 8 says, therefore there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters.
Hey, and there shall be confusion also in many places. We can clearly see the confusion that's taking place. A man wanting to be a woman and vice versa. People want to identify as everything else but what they are. And what wild beasts shall change their places. These animals coming out of the woods into these cities. I read an article the other day that over in City Park there was a pack of coyotes, like
20 plus.
Mm-hmm. And we saw that a lot during the lockdowns, since people were locked up inside. A lot of these animals were coming into the cities, and it's going to get to that point where during Jacob's trouble, the people aren't just going to be hungry because of the famines, but the animals are as well. They're going to be attacking people viciously. That Jeremiah 15.
Right, it goes on to say,
and what the minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. We see it especially with a lot of so-called black women bringing about these demons out here.
These GMO babies, man.
In New Orleans, they on a different type of time down here.
These highfalutin, turbo, supercharged GMO babies, man. These carbon copy radios. You remember the movie Radio? Remember Radio? Yeah. That's all that's out here, man. And the Lord tell you that in the scripture, they run around like a
wild bull.
Yeah, like a wild bull caught in the net, man. I mean, killing that all the time. They killing women out here. Over 30, 36 plus, 56 plus women then died already since this year, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ATM carjackings, you name it. All this shit been going on, really across the nation. Go look in San Diego and Oakland and see what's going on, man. You're not giving a goddamn. And guess what? It's about to happen up there in Minnesota too, because the whole police force can quit. All right, and that's those minstrous monsters, man. These ghetto babies, them nappy-headed ass ghetto babies, man. Them niggas that wasn't breastfed. All right, they ate vitamin
babies.
Yeah, they ate King Vitamin all goddamn day and Kaboom cereal. Them crazy niggas, man. All right, that's the niggas that's out here doing all this shit, man. Them niggas that run on back, them niggas be walking out barefooted, walking in that goddamn grass with glass all in it and shit. All right, with them big sagging pampers. Them niggas out here tripping, man. Go ahead, Doc.
You read verse 9.
Yeah. And it goes on to say, it says, in the sweet water shall be found in the sweet.
The salt water.
My bad. In the salt waters shall be found in the sweet. And all friends shall destroy one. All friends shall destroy one another.
And what does it say all throughout the scriptures? In 2 Ezra 15, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor because of the lack of bread, and shall spoil their houses with the sword. And in 2 Ezra 6, the full storehouse is being found empty, and friends fighting against each other like enemies. And what's he saying?
I'm gonna say, and what it means right there too for the salt water, meaning there ain't no way out. All right, there's no way out for you, man. Those type of people, you just gonna get full blown judgment. Go ahead,
Hey, as I said, and friends shall destroy one another. That's how bad it's gonna get. That person you thought was your best friend since high school, your family members, your neighbor down the street who you had barbecues with or went to his kid's football game. And once people's stomachs are touching their backs and just all these other calamities are taking place, blackouts, troops on the streets, it's going to be all hell and chaos. And you're going to see the real nature of people out here.
Yeah.
This society has been built off of what? Civility, because people have money and can go buy food. People, there's no communities anymore. When more often than not, majority of you people, when your neighbor comes outside, you rush inside because you don't want to talk to them. People are just living a solitary lifestyle. So once all those goodies and the distractions are taken away, hey, only thing to do is to, hey, go out there and make a way for yourself to survive by any means necessary, through anybody necessary.
Right, and it says, then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself in its secret chambers.
Again, that fame of the word, then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers. With all this chaos taking place and people finally wanting to look for answers, they won't be able to find it because the fame of the word is going to be taking place as well.
I got a precept.
Okay.
It's Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge, all right, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Kind, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And these trials we've been going through right now to build up our faith is going to be our stability. Because, even during Jacob's trouble, if somebody comes across you and they're asking for answers, you can give them the precepts of what's going to happen. But ultimately, what you got to tell them, you got to rely on the faith. You got to rely on the spirit. And if you've just been living as a carnal asshole, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear like a solution, like what's going to bring things back to normal? This place is going to be destroyed, and you have to rely on a power you can't see to get you through these situations. People ain't going to want to hear that.
And ultimately, man, the Lord going to have the spirit on the prophet to tell you jack shit, because you had your time. You had the 365 days of the year as we had to, all right, to seek after the Most High. So we're gonna be in the spirit of the king and that same king in 2 Kings, man. I think it was 26, 28. He told a woman, damn, the Most High can help you. And how I'm gonna help if the Most High ain't help you, man?
And what was that during a famine?
Yeah.
Where then two women who, if they were that close, they were best friends. The one said, "We'll eat my child this day, and we'll eat your child the next day." So they ate the one child that day. Then when they went to find the other woman's child, she hid it.
Mm-hmm.
And as the brother was saying, the king Israel at that time, his name's escaping me. He said the woman was complaining about it. He said, "Hey, if I can't help you, if the Most High can't help you, how am I going to help you?"
Yeah.
That's going to be straight to the point. That Jeremiah 15, when they're asking for what are we going to do? Hey, those to the sword, to the sword, to the famine, to the famine, to the captivity, to the captivity, to the death, to the death. Then it also talks about teeth of wild beasts and, claws and talons of birds attacking people. Hey, those animals, as I said back up a couple of verses, wild beasts changing their places.
All right, I'm going to go on to 10. It says, and shall be sought out of many, and yet shall not be found.
And they shall run to and fro from sea to sea, trying to find the words of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, but shall not be able to find them.
You see, then shall unrighteousness and
incontinency
be multiplied upon the earth.
Hey, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Everybody out here, hey, getting it how they can to survive. Which you're going to see, the horrific shit you're going to see people doing out here is going to make any of these horror movies or anything like that look like a day of Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, yeah. They on Mr. Rogers in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, man.
You're going to wish Freddy Krueger or Jason, you ran into them compared to some of the people and situations you're going to run into during Jacob's trouble.
Right, and it says, verse 11, it says, one land also shall speak, ask another, and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? and they shall say no.
Hey, as it says in Isaiah 24 as well, there's a crying for wine in the streets, a
Right.
crying for understanding, but they're not going to be able to find it. People are going to be bouncing off each other, like, hey, what am I going to do? What answers do I have? Hey, I was going to ask you the same thing. I don't got any answers.
Yeah, then a lot of them gonna be going downtown looking for the prophets, man. All right, searching high and low. Well, I seen them over here. They be over here. Cause let me tell you something. A lot of you pass by your cars, you mock, you scoff. All you very curious of what we're doing. All right. All you know what we're talking about is right, but yet you don't pursue it. All right. But in that day, when all hell breaks loose, you're gonna be looking for the prophets, man. You're not gonna be able to find it. The Lord gonna have you out here bucking naked, man. All right, bucking naked. You ain't gonna be able to talk nor actually find us, man, because the Lord's finna actually take his men in. We're not gonna be out there that long, as you can see. All right, these devils are finna crash this economy. They finna revamp this economy and bring forth the mark of the beast, man. And a lot of you, really, you jakes, you're gonna starve. You're gonna suffer first, man. All right, when this reset happens, man. And it's any day now, any moment now, man. All right, that Dow Jones, that NASDAQ, it just plummet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the lights can go out for days and months at a time. You jakes are gonna suffer first, right? Because you're not in tune to what's going on. All right, the bulk of you only have, they say the average home in America only has really a day worth of food, man. How much more you jakes?
Should have half a day.
Half a day, man. You're gonna suffer first, man, because you're not aware of the times. And if you are, you don't give a goddamn, man.
Just to show how close the times are. UN insider reveals Biden will declare climate emergency and ration meat, gas, and electricity.
Yeah, because what he been doing since he's been in office the last 6 months, he's been trying to take away gas stoves, water heaters, anything like that runs manually, and try to make them electric. Because what? They can control you, man. They want to get these cars. They want to get everybody in electric cars, but they can control you. When you're not down with the society, they can blacklist you, man. Cut your car off. They can make your car turn your ass in if you in it. All right, just not work.
And if you're using what the CBDC's digital currency that you don't hold in your hands, hey, you do something against the system, they just simply cut that bitch off.
Yeah. And what they've been doing, all right, just like you see that's going on over there in Maui, Hawaii, all right, they about to revamp Maui to a 5-minute city. It's already said that's the plans.
And 15-minute cities.
Yeah, and then pretty much they didn't pretty much, I'm gonna say it, they didn't pretty much fuck those people to the nutsack, man, on their property and their land. Just took it away from them, man. Offering them money for their lands, and they don't got a goddamn thing. They're gonna turn it into a 5-minute city. All right, you best believe the CBDC is gonna be the headline over that, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then they're gonna do a lot of these other cities with that. You're gonna see this thing, which is many countries with this DEW technology, man. DEW, DEW. All right. You go find out what the DEW is. We already went into a lesson on it. Mm-hmm. So we ain't gotta do that. It's up to you to find out what's going on, man. All right. Go ahead.
Guess you can get read the verse 12.
All right, and it said, and at the same time shall men hope, but nothing.
Oh yeah, you read verse 11. Okay.
Yeah. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain.
Mm-hmm.
They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper.
And all that prepping, all them skills, all these 12-year plans, anything you thought that could get you through society while it was still going, and especially try to get you through society when it collapses, is not going to help you. And it says in Ezekiel that they shall cast their gold and the silver into the streets. The only thing that's going to get you through it is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and really having faith to believe, being given that faith and be rocking in the spirit.
Yeah. These people not rocking that spirit. You're rocking in the spirit of stupidity, man. All right, dronism, if that's even a word. All right, copper tops, coonism, man, freakism. All right, you're not in tune. A lot of you are in tune with Satan, man. All right, demonic. All right, spirits. And this was on you. You can see it. We ride in the car. You see a nigga just frolicking in the spirit with a demon on him, man. Just doing shit. All right, saying shit. Just tripping, man.
And you have a conversation with your coworker at the job. You know, it may start out normal, but then it's gonna get to some lewdness.
It's hella weird shit.
Some sodomy, some adultery, some degenerate. Just it's gonna go south and it's gonna go left real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just these people, man. These people. That's why I say that the harvest is right, man. It's time for the destruction, man. It's time for you people to go. All right, it's time for the Lord to bring down ultimate judgment. All right, seal the prophets, bring the prophets in. All right, let all hell break loose, man. All right, it just is what it is. That's why I say enjoy the last days of watching us on these highways and byways. Enjoy the last days of actually seeing us on this YouTube thing, man. All right, you better soak in and embrace the moment. Get all that you can get. Get all understanding, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, how to move, how to think. You better take this in. All right, and that's for you sincere men and you sincere sisters out there, man. All right.
At this point, there really ain't much more to say.
Right.
Because it's just getting into, straight prophecy territory where these prophecies are taking place. And once they take place, there's no need to, prophesy about it. Prophesy means to say before. So if it's already taken place, there's no need to talk about it anymore.
Right.
God, shit, we can close down in Isaiah 33, verse 30 to 33. But before, I just want to read the top of this article real quick, just to show how close we are to this. This is from TheVerge.com. YouTube starts mass takedowns of videos promoting harmful or ineffective cancer cures. The platform will also take action against videos that discourage people from seeking professional medical treatment as it sets out its health policies going forward. I'll show you an image of it right now. And I find it funny that this article was posted like very recently as what our apostles and elders and many brothers have been doing videos, going into the herbs and bettering your health and exercise. And now YouTube wants to take down what they label as medical misinformation and information that keeps you from going to the so-called professionals. And it all works in tandem with taking this word off the internet.
Yeah, this is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 30. And it says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord.
Hey, as the elder brother was saying earlier, a lot of you jakes have heard the truth. You know it to some extent, and you damn sure know where the men of the Lord in your city are. But for a lot of you, when you tune in, it's not to, be taught and learn the ways of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah. It's for strife and contention and entertainment.
Entertainment, man. I was about to say, a lot of you niggas, you get a laugh. You thinking you watching Charleston White, all right? You think you watching some nigga, that gets your laughs off, all right, on the internet, man. A lot of you, and like I said, even for a lot of you come around, you just practically come around the prophets and teachers and the men of the Lord, thinking you can get a goddamn free beer or some chicken wings or some shit, man. This ain't that type of party, man. All right? You just watch this. You just watch this, because it's kind of it reminds you a lot of the black men watch. The black women, they watch Housewives of Atlanta. All right, they love it. All these different reality shows. So that's what it reminds you, man. All right, the Lord gonna, man. Go ahead, brother. The Lord gonna jack you up for that shit, man.
And real quick, a lot of you women too, because in a video I was watching, a brother, he said, hey, a lot of you women, hey, that know you're in the truth. A lot of y'all are off too because you're still in that feminist spirit. You're still in that spirit of saying, I want one of the apostles or the elders. You're not concerned with simply, getting with the man of the Lord. And if you are with the man of the Lord, a lot of y'all put him through holy hell.
Yeah, man.
Jake just all across the board, the majority of the men and the women are just a bunch of hypocritical assholes. And if you ain't serious about, coming out to the block, when you pass by and want to say Shalom, just don't fucking say it. Don't put the window down. Just go down on Bourbon Street or wherever you're going and just live your life.
Yeah, don't even do like certain Jakes when you seen it. Jake even hit the button to the sunroof and be driving in his body, half his body out the sunroof, Shalom, but you don't never see this nigga, man.
You see the shiny forehead halfway in the big bug eyes halfway up the sunroof.
Yeah, man. Through 31 it says, and thou shalt come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Point blank, period. You hear the words, you say, oh, shalom, family, all that, but you're still a fucking nigga, a spick, and a scumbag out here. You're still got that Babylonian mindset, just with a fringe t-shirt on.
It says, for with their mouth they show much love, but their hearts goeth forth after their covetousness.
And as the elder brother always says, a lot of y'all hold this truth in your back pocket as a backup plan. You hear the words, you see things are going bad, but you have that what if mentality. Well, what if this isn't the truth? What if things do get better? I'm already paying for my 12-year plan, sending my kids to college, me going back to college. I got this promotion at the job, all this bullshit.
Yeah, you trying to hit it big on the Bitcoin, the crypto world, the real estate. Well, shit ain't like saying nothing wrong with that shit, but I'm talking about you full blown in the mindset, all right, becoming a billionaire, a multi-millionaire. You out your goddamn mind, man.
Now, kind of just to back it. Now, look, we're not saying, if you're in school, you almost got a degree, you got a nice job. We're not telling you to quit that and just say, fuck it. Don't make that your first priority. Use that as a means to an end, not the ends to your means.
Yeah, like the scripture says, you use the word but not abuse it, man. All right, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, man. All right, you gotta know, all right, how far to go in this world, and not put this world before the truth. You gotta put this truth before the world, man. Everything else supposed to be centered around that. All right, but it goes on to say, it says, for with their mouth they show much love, with their hearts go after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice and can play well upon an instrument. But they hear thy words, but they do them not.
Hey, point blank, period. Oh, it sounds good. It sounds good that we're the chosen people, that the so-called white man's gonna go down and y'all hit that shalom or shalom family. But at the end of the day, you still don't really make that step to actually transition from this Babylonian worldly mindset to the seeking out the ways of our forefathers, the ancient ways, the ways of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai.
It says, and when this come to pass, and lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been amongst them.
Point blank, period. And when this cometh to pass, what? These judgments, these calamities,
these prophecies, man.
Kind of.
Right, all the things that the men of the Lord have been telling you for years, starting with the elder apostles, man. All right, elder apostles have been telling you this from the early early 70s, all through the 80s, all through the 90s, all through the early 2000s, and then even when we came on the scene, man, and unto this very day of the mark of the beast, martial law. All right,
World War III,
race riots happening, man.
Nuclear destruction.
Yeah, all these things have been told to you, man. That's why I say, lo, it will come. All right, and though it tarry, wait for it, man. Though these things that we say it takes time to happen because we're not on our own. Well, we're not on the Most High does what He want to do, man, at His time, in His proper order. All right, so it seems like a long time to us, but it's just a minute, seconds in the kingdom. I mean, in the heavens, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And it said, what's that last part? Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. When they knee deep in judgment, they're going to run to and fro to seek the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, but they shall not find it, and they shall know it after death by pain.
And ultimately, when those prophecies does hit, they happen, man. All right. So,
with that, we hope you sincere Akim and Akwat out there were edified by this live lesson. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Workai, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim and Akwat out there. And Shalom.
Shalom.